Hey, are you gonna get on for the meeting? Oh, I don't see on mine. That's why, unless there's a blue arrow at the top. No, I don't see you. I just clicked on the link, is what I did. And then it automatically joined me. Because I see everybody but you.
I only can see 4 people.
Look at the bottom. You might have to say start video or something at the bottom. Yes. Yes.
How did you see everybody? Did you hit participants?
He's not in here right now. There's only 7.
I don't see everybody, Fred.
Fred, if you go up into the upper right-hand corner of the black box there, you have the ability either to have speaker view or gallery view. And so if you click on the gallery, then everybody will show up on there.
Okay, I don't have it. I don't have that on mine.
Can you see anybody?
Mine's in the upper right corner where it says gallery view or full screen.
Yeah, mine in the upper right corner says leave.
There, I see Ronnie now.
Yeah, my leave is in the lower right corner, so obviously it's a different program or application.
Yeah. Mine's in the lower right corner as well for leaving.
There, I see Ronnie now.
My leave is in the lower.
Like this? Oh, is that better, Terry? Was I sideways?
No, you're right side up now.
Sorry, guys. I'm not used to doing this stuff here.
All right. Well, we are live. It's about 30 seconds to 7 o'clock.
My clock here says 7 o'clock. So we'll call the City of Lamont monthly meeting to order. We'll have roll call first. Start as normal. Fred?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
We have the recorder on, so we're all hooked up here and ready to go.
Yeah,
We're going to move on to approval of the minutes. We actually have 2 different ones there for you. One was for the hearing that we had for the bond election.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second it.
We have a first from David, Karen, and second from Terry. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
So now we'll vote. Fred?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
The second will be for a regular monthly meeting on March 10th to vote on the minutes for that one.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it.
David first, Karen, second was Fred. Vote. Fred?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Terry?
Yes.
Move on to approval of the bills. Does anyone have any questions on the list that was provided for you?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
We had 2 minutes there to hear it.
Well, Fred made the motion. I'll second it.
Okay. Karen, Fred is first, you said, and David is second. we'll vote on approval of the bills. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Terry.
yes,
On old business, we have the trash to bids. We need a motion on what was discussed at last month's meeting. When we had the closed meeting, to make a motion, we need a motion to go forward with what you all discussed at that time. If you need a reminder for it, it was, where'd our paper go, Karen? It was number 2 on the list, is that right? It was number 2, option number 2. Heartland Waste will provide service at $14 per customer per month. Once week pickup, they will furnish a 96-gallon cart. One large item will be picked up per pickup at no additional charge. So if this is what you all still agree to, we need a motion to accept that to go into effect starting June 1st.
I'll make a motion to go forward with.
I'll second it.
First from David and a second, I think was Fred. All right, vote on it now. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David, I didn't hear David say,
His face looks frozen.
Barry, are you still alive?
yes, I am. I say
Yeah.
yes.
We lost David there.
He went off, but maybe he's gonna call and come right back on. We'll wait just a second.
I see Kevin now. Okay. Hi, Mr. Vaughn.
Well, if you've got 3 yeses with an abstention, you can move on.
All right, I guess we'll go to you, Terry.
Yes,
All right, so Terry's live and said yes, so we've got 3 out of 4. Under new business, we've got, wish Dave was back on there. Senior Housing is still wanting to buy, or they had made a request to buy old meters. Approximately it was going to be at $20 a meter. We need to see what the council feels about that, if they're still interested. Do you want to pursue that? They would need 9 meters. They've got 9 individual buildings. Each meter, or each building would need 8 meters, is what their goal was, if they pursue it.
didn't, David was supposed to find out if they wanted to pursue it or not?
Well, I thought that that's what we left it at last time.
Okay,
Or if he's not going to make it back online, we could table it until next month to see what his answer was.
Yeah, and just do the motion to table and we can bring it back up this meeting if he pops back in.
Will someone make that motion?
Oh, looks like he's about to pop back in.
Okay,
So why aren't they on the satellite meters?
They are on the satellite meters. They want another meter for each unit.
Oh, I'm back.
There we go.
we missed
Why-
you.
why do you have that?
We were voting, what you missed out on was the voting on the bid for Heartland. I think that's when you went off.
Yeah, I was sitting there listening and I made a motion. Next thing you know, everybody's gone.
Okay, do you wish to vote on that item?
Yes,
That is your answer, yes?
yes.
Okay, double yes. All right, so we will choose that from being absent. We're on, talking about meters for senior housing. Was anything else said? You had a meeting down there. Are they still interested in buying the old fashioned meters to put one at each building?
We did not have a meeting this month because of everything going on. They were going to hold it next month.
You want to just postpone this until next month then?
Yes, I'll make a motion to table it until next month.
All right, Dave's making a motion to postpone it.
I guess I'll ask my question next time.
Pardon me?
I had a question. I said, why are they wanting the meter? What's the purpose of it, Dave?
They want to see if they can put one on each building so they know where the leaks and stuff are.
Oh, okay.
Because right now there's only 1 meter per side. And if there's a leak anywhere, they can't really tell unless they shut everything off and turn one on at a time.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yep.
And Lisa, this would not affect the city at all. They would be their own project.
Yes.
We wouldn't have anything to do with it.
Okay. I didn't know that. Thank you.
So we need a second on that motion Dave made to postpone it.
I'll second it.
Too many again. I didn't catch who's first. Who wants to second it? I did not catch it.
Fred said second at first.
All right, Fred. All right, we'll vote. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
and Terry.
Yes.
All right, we have a new trash ordinance that Doug has prepared for us, and I guess Adam was in on it too. It's bill number 041420, ordinance number 725.001, an ordinance amending chapter 725 regarding solid waste collection for the city of LaMonte, Missouri. We don't have to read the whole thing because I'm just reading it by the bill and the ordinance number. This is to update our book to going with the different guidelines because we're going to once a week instead of twice a week. And you've all had a copy of this to look at it. We need a motion to proceed with this.
I'll make a motion to proceed with it.
I'll second it.
Karen, David's first, Lisa second. We'll vote. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Harry.
Yes.
We have to read it twice. So I'll read the part again. Bill number 041420, ordinance number 725.001. An ordinance amending chapter 725 regarding to solid waste collection of the city of LaMonte in Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of LaMonte, Missouri as follows. So we need a motion to accept again.
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll
Dave
second.
first.
Um,
And was that Lisa?
yes.
Lisa was second. Vote. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Harry.
Yes.
I guess I jumped ahead when we had the trash bid. I should have waited till I read this resolution number 725. I guess to make it correct, I'll redo it again. Resolution number 725, a resolution approving the bid of Heartland Waste for solid waste disposal. Be it resolved by the Board of Aldermen of the city of LaMonte, Missouri as follows. The bid of Heartland Waste dated February 2nd for solid waste disposal is hereby accepted under option 2 at once per week pickup. So we need a first on this.
I'll make a motion to accept the resolution number 725.
And I'll second.
And Terry is second. Vote. Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Terry.
Yes.
Doug, does this one need to be, or Adam, does this need to be done twice?
No, just once.
Thank you. Under zoning changes, we have a large retail store that is wanting to do something different than what our zoning zoning requirements are in a CS area, which would be on Front Street. They would like to build closer to the property line than what we say it is now.
Where is this place?
On Front Street in a CS territory. Anywhere on Front Street is CS.
I want to know which building.
It would include all of Front Street. To update it all at once, the whole Front Street would be change the ordinance to let you build closer to the property line than what our book says now. We're not spot zoning, we do the whole CS that is along Front Street.
And it's important to note, you guys can't make this decision tonight.
Well, I'm
This-
just trying to understand what
This
area.
has to go from, you can make a recommendation to planning and zoning, but planning and zoning has to have a meeting. They have to make written findings. They have to then vote and send their recommendation back to this board, who
Okay,
then has to have a published notice of a public meeting. And it has to be done at least 15 days in advance published. So you still have to do all of that to make any decision. This is just discussion.
I hadn't got that far yet, Dan, and we do have that done. Planning and zoning's had their meeting. They've sent it to us now to have a hearing and to go forward at that time. So I'm asking for a motion to have a hearing, like at 15 minutes before next month's meeting, to go through the motions at that time that Adam just mentioned. We're not.
You don't need a motion for that. If planning and zoning has recommended it, you can simply have publish your notice and have your hearing.
But I wanted the audience to know ahead of time that we were doing this.
So you know who it is and where their building is going?
It's a process that is going through. Nothing is finalized. We're not-
I want to know, as a councilman, I want to know where you talking about.
Okay, you're talking about potential real estate dealings and potential legal dealings, and so we can have a discussion in closed session about something more specific, but in open session, that would not be, at this point in time, that would not be something to discuss if it is an ongoing potential real estate issue.
Okay.
I was just trying to bring it up to your attention. So we have, planning and zoning already did their part. We'll put a hearing on the schedule for next month at 6:45. That should give us time to talk about it.
Sounds good.
Thank you. Karen, do you have anything from administrative to talk about?
I've been working on the budget workshop. Getting ready for a budget workshop. We need to schedule a budget workshop.
Can you hear Karen from where she was at? She said she's working on the budget for next year and she wanted to know about scheduling a workshop budget. Do you want to do this online or have paper sent to you each individually to do on your own? And then have some type of a communication between what you all have come up with individually?
When do you think they're gonna have all this where we can get together? Is it the end of the month? Or is it gonna be
Our
extended
budget needs to be ready by the
by
next,
June 1st?
our new year starts June 1st.
Is any of that getting moved back because of all this?
At this
Nothing
time,
that has been moved yet on that stuff.
Okay,
My recommendation here is to do exactly what you're doing right now. If you're gonna have a work session or something like that, and you can do it just like you would do one of these meetings. And then have a Zoom meeting.
I'll
Okay.
have to look tomorrow.
what day works for everybody? Because I'm good any day as long as it's after 4 or 5 o'clock or whatever. So
Mine has to be later than that because I work late.
6 o'clock is good for me, but I'd like to have individual papers being handed out to everybody to see what we're looking at before we even have a meeting.
she will have that tomorrow, Terry. It's the packets are just almost done.
Okay,
Everyone
thank
can
you.
have a packet to start on their own given time, which would be very important to do on your own before we get together. So you'd already have some thoughts on it.
Can she mail me mine? Because she's closed when I get off.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Wednesdays don't work good for me.
Okay.
Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday?
How
Yeah.
late, how late does it need to be for you, Lisa?
at least 6:30.
Okay. Is that what you,
I'd rather do it by the 6th, but that's what she did by 6.
Karen wants
You
to
know
know
what?
if you're home at 6.
It depends, Ronnie. My work is, I have to sometimes stay later than that, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I can promise that. I mean, because we've been working late hours. We're doing lots of chicken right now.
Let's start with 6 o'clock and we can always change it to 6:30 ahead of time, as long as it's 24-hour notice. We put on the board.
I'd rather
So-
put 30 because I just don't think I can do it, Terry. I'm just saying.
All right, 6:30 work for me.
Okay.
You know when you want to have one?
Any night's good for me too, other than, or he said Wednesday, any other, I mean, that's fine. Any night's great, as long as it's
I'd like to
6:30.
have the rest of this week to look at the papers that Karen's got together and then schedule something for next week. Next Tuesday would be good.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah, would that work with everybody?
Right now, yes, for me.
Okay. So can we plan next Tuesday at 6:30 for everybody?
Sounds
6:30.
good to me.
All right. I make a motion for planning and for the budget for next Tuesday at 6:30 for a workshop.
Second, if I need to.
And is this how we're doing it? Like here?
You don't have to do a streamed meeting, and you don't have to make a motion for this. You guys can just schedule a meeting and you can have your workshop meeting. That's fine.
All right.
So we don't need a motion on it then, Doug or Adam?
No, you don't need a motion.
Okay.
So
All
the
right, so we're gonna
21st
shoot
at
for next
6:30.
Tuesday at 6:30 for the first one. If something happens between now and then, several can't make it, we'll make adjustments at that time and shoot for a different day.
Okay.
Thank you.
We could always have a workshop at the office and have 6 feet apart, everybody.
I think that would be good. I don't see no problem with that. We could just everybody sit across the room or whatever.
So it'd be nice to get your packets to you so you can do your homework first and then we can see about if it's ready by then.
All right, sounds good.
Planning and zoning, there's nothing new there other than what we already talked about. Have we got anything for park department? All right, I skipped park department, Karen said. I don't know if we have anything new there. We have, working with Evergy, they have saved me some utility poles to help make the flower beds in the corners up there. So we just now got our first 2 from that. So we'll be checking into getting that fixed up and be ready for spring. That would be mainly what we're doing for the park. Maintenance department, I don't think that we have anything different or new going on there. So we're going to turn it and go on down to Mr. Bond if he's still on here.
Yep, I'm still here. Karen, did you email out the report today?
Yes, everybody, if there's upset, David.
Okay. So the report you should have in your inbox. David, you should be able to pick yours up there. So 6 pages. I do apologize that I've not been at the last 2 meetings. Last month I was at my mandatory sheriff's conference training for spring conference. And the month before that, I was moving my daughter in Kansas City. So I had people standing in. As you probably have seen, Todd Asbury was moved to an SRO position that was effective the first part of February. And so Curtis Hammonds, who's been a long-term deputy, is filling that spot and will continue to do that for the time being until there's a permanent person that's placed into that. We're in the process of doing a hiring process. I'm actually down 2 road deputies right now. Well, 1 road deputy effectively two, because I have one on field training, and so they're required to ride with the field training officer. So basically, it's one unit that's out. So if you look, so Curtis has been there. He's been doing a good job. Of course, he's about a 18-year employee of the sheriff's office, so well knows how to be able to do the job there. And he's already done a lot of things up in LaMonte over the past couple of years as well. So as the regular handout is all of the grade line items are calls for service for Green Ridge, and the distribution continues to be about the same. You will notice that there were some paper services that were done in March. Again, we don't have a designated paper server right now with the slowdown or with the open positions. So we've been having some of the deputies that's fill in on that. So I bring your attention to page 6, which is the last page on that, which is our totals. So for the month of March, we had 195 incidents. It looks like I spelled it correctly. So for the year, 536. We took 14 reports during the month of March. That's 42 for the year. 76 traffic stops for a total 224 for the year, and issued 23 summonses out of those stops for a total of 58. We had 6 total arrests in the month of March, 2 of which were felonies. And so that made 5 felonies for the year and 18 arrests so far, with for combination for both LaMonte and Green Ridge. We have, due to this stay-at-home order, we have our calls for service has went down across the county. We have had more domestic violence calls, but obviously we've got people that are cooped up at home and having some cabin fever that's going on, that type of thing. So that's not to be unexpected. I've been having weekly meetings, conference calls with the State Emergency Management Agency, Department of Public Safety, and also the governor. And as a matter of fact, we had one at 4:30 this afternoon. The news is looking good. They're beginning to turn to talking about recovery and trying to get the economy back going and people back to work and those type of things, although that will have to be watched very closely because obviously we're going to have to watch to make sure we don't have pockets pick back up. I think Pettis County has been very good. We did pick up a 4th case today, but if you're looking at our neighbors, for instance, Johnson County, and I haven't seen the totals today, but yesterday they were at 39. Lafayette County to the northwest of us is in the low 30s, and even Saline County to the north of us is at 23, I believe it is. So we've done a pretty good job of being able to keep people apart. And I don't have the specifics on today's case, but I can tell you the other 3 cases, they were identified. They were not contracted in Pettis County. They had traveled outside of the county. I don't think anybody went to China or anything like that, but they have traveled out to, and it has been identified that it was contracted outside of Pettis County. None of those people are in the hospital. 2 of those 3 have recovered. The 3rd one is recovering, and then the 4th one is isolated at home. We've been instituting things at the sheriff's office to be able to make sure that the separation continues. Deputies responding to calls may don PPE or personal protective equipment when they're responding to different calls. And so they have varying levels of that, up to and including SCBA units and filtered APRs, which is filtered masks. So we're prepared. We've got plenty of PPE. Many law enforcement agencies and fire departments do not have adequate amounts, but we did have some in stock. We've been able to acquire others as well. So we're doing pretty well in regards to that. I think that's most of the information that I have. Does anyone have any other questions?
No?
No, we're good. Thank you.
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yep, you're welcome, Mayor.
I can't tell if there's anyone else on here that would be under citizens' concerns. Is everyone on the top of our page, y'all that's in this thing? If there's anyone else out there that hadn't said anything that's listing online, you're welcome to bring something up. If no one said anything, then I would entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
David made a motion to adjourn for first.
I'll second it.
Are you making a motion to adjourn or making a motion to go into closed session?
We don't have anything to talk about. It was just on there if needed.
Okay, just making sure.
So we're not going into closed section.
Very good.
So we need a second for voting to close the meeting. If someone said it, I didn't catch it to tell.
I'll second it.
Lisa.
And I got- After we do this, can I ask you a quick question after we do this?
Uh-huh.
That paper that you're gonna, or that packet, you could just stick it in my mailbox if y'all don't want to worry about sending it.
I don't think that's legal. We could put it there.
Oh, that's okay then. I just thought maybe you wouldn't have to worry about sending it. Okay.
Karen, put it in your storm door because it's not legal to use a post box that way.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Karen, I appreciate it. That'd be nice.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
We're gonna vote on the adjourning.
Yeah, we need to vote, starting with Fred,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
David,
Yes,
Harry.
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me about that, David.
no problem.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Night.
See you, everybody.